Welcome to Sunday Vibes live at the Livery. We are located in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Our goal is to meet with artists through local events and also host our own events. And they're all with the aim of connecting artists with one another and facilitating their creativity. And that thing I'm referring to is Vibe Unit, since I didn't even say the name yet.
Hey, it'll happen.
One way we accomplish this is this Sunday stream. We broadcast from this channel once a week and touch bases with our community. We talk about local artists, host bands, live sets. We workshop song ideas, as well as report on current events. So that's what we're here for. Let's take a moment. We're not going to be able to show the screen for our donors, but we will talk about them for a moment. There are several of you that donate to help out keep Vibe Unit floating in this as we trudge through these days of just keeping everything running. And we really appreciate that continued support in many ways, not just financially, but also with sharing videos, subscribing, boosting the fact that we're doing this. If you know any musician friends, let them know. We want to get them plugged in. You can email us at media@vibeunit.com. Please share this around, and we'll be broadcasting on YouTube. Also, we share links through Facebook, and we're working on getting that multi-stream up again, so that way we can use Twitch and Facebook as well. You can catch us wherever you stream video. All right, well, we got some events at the Livery. As you can see, we're at the Livery currently tonight.
So the reason we're here, of course, on this day in particular, we've started coming down here for that, since it's a regular event here, the first Sunday of the month.
Yeah.
So we like to come down here and kind of just promote the space and really kind of get people in the zone and kind of fired up for tonight. It's always a good time. It's always a mixed bag of tricks, if you will. Everybody has something different going on, musically, creatively, whatever. We get everything from like singer-songwriter stuff to bands will come in here to play. There's stand-up comedy.
It's true.
What else have we had? All sorts of stuff, man.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
It's different. Every single month has been a little different. And if you're a musician or a comedian, or you're just trying to do art in general, right? I mean, it seems like it's like whatever you want to do. But there are limited slots.
Yeah, so what is it, 10-minute slots?
Yep.
Effectively, something close to that. So, kind of figure out what you want to do. And if you're going to do it, you're thinking about doing it, try to get here right when the sign-up starts, which is 4:30.
4:30 p.m.
Because that's been filling up quick lately,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
It's been every open mic we've had now for quite a few months running now has been pretty much filled. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think we've... In fact, some people have come out and been disappointed that there weren't any slots left. And it's like, well, just come earlier, I guess. It's the only solution until we get another open mic night
Exactly.
going, right?
And if we get this thing filled up, we could have another open mic night, which is great because not everyone can make it out the first Sunday of the month.
Well, and that brings me to the second point, which is even if you don't have anything to present yet, coming out and just kind of just being here and
That's a good
supporting
point.
local artists, people are trying to have their art be seen and heard. Like that's something that everyone appreciates, and I know especially for someone when they're sharing that, it really helps to have that energy. So
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's going to be a really great night. But there are more events on the way.
there are more events. So
And John's going to run us through some of those.
last night we had Sugar Line Blue. They were a jam band in from Nashville, and they were awesome, man. They had one of the best sounding drum kits I've ever heard in my life.
What was so good about it?
What was it? So one of my favorite sleeper drum kits is a Yamaha Stage Custom, because they're not that expensive in terms of shells, and the ones I've seen have always been birch, and they sound great. They have a little bit more lower, like fundamental pitch to them, so they take the kind of tuning I like on drums, like for recording, very well. Like you don't have to work at it very hard.
Huh.
But this was something called Yamaha Tour Custom, and they were maple.
Oh.
But this guy had them like tuned to kind of like the low end of what you can do with maple, and they sounded so rich. And then the snare was a Pearl Masters snare, which is just a really good snare drum, and he had it tuned just
So I
right on the
imagine,
money. So I really enjoyed
needless
that.
to say, it was fun to mix.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny. So get this. So
Yeah.
I saw that kit, mic'd it up. I have a kind of a show file I start from a lot of times here, and the guy's like, "You sure you don't need to get any levels?" I was like, "No,"
Because you just went from...
because I know these drums. Like, like the processing that I've got ready to go for him, I already know is correct because like they're gonna be good sounding drums. And then he's like, tuning them up and
That
playing
makes
them
it a
real
lot
quick to
quicker
show
when you
you,
can
and you're
just
just
throw
like,
it
yeah,
up and just trust it. And
yeah.
yeah, because getting the drums mic'd up and everything and getting the gain stage correct, that takes time. And anything you can shave off the time to do that is awesome.
When you hear it though, and he's like just hitting it around to check his tuning, and you're like,
Oh, he was impressed?
I was impressed.
Oh.
I just thought it sounded good. So yeah, and the drum mix
Cool.
was great. So having them out was fun. They were from Nashville, right? So they had a little bit of that Nashville polish, if that makes sense.
I know what you mean when you say that.
And it was fantastic in that regard.
Beautiful.
Even like the backup vocals were hot sounding.
There's something about a Nashville recording. You can always identify it. It's got this it's like they don't let. I always say it's like they don't let the food touch. Like everything's kind of got their own little space they
That's
occupy.
a good way to think about it.
You know, it's kind of like you don't mix the food up in a Nashville recording. It's all, and what I mean by that is all the sounds are partitioned out. If you were to sit there in like a stereo field, right, you can almost like close your eyes and imagine.
Grab any of them.
And grab the sounds, and you can hear like, the kick isn't right down the center in this case. They put it a little to the left here. Whoa, that's interesting. Like stuff like that. It's cool.
That's always fun. So yeah, that was a fun show last night. Really enjoyed that. And then, of course, we mentioned today is Open Stage. Benton Harbor Arts Association has been putting that on for quite a while now.
Benton Harbor's Art Association they're the goats, man. They've been putting this thing on for as long as I can remember.
They're going to get 2 mentions in my thing here.
2 mentions?
Because they've got another event coming up later, which I'll mention.
Okay.
But tonight they're putting on, of course, the Open Stage event, which Andrew Fisher is hosting. So if any of you aren't familiar with Andrew Fisher, he's a local musician, has a band, Andrew Fisher Quartet, that's fantastic. They've played here many, many times. They're kind of a local staple. They play at like Acorn and pretty much everywhere around. Like if it's a venue that's worth anything, they've played there. And he's fantastic. So I'm really excited to have him hosting that tonight. It's really going to be a fun time. So that is tonight. 4:30 sign up, 5 p.m. performances, 10-minute slots, and that's put on by BHAA. And then we have Parachute Adams Band here on the 9th. So that'll be next Saturday. That's a Americana group. I was listening to some of their stuff earlier in the week.
I love the name Parachute Adams Band.
Does that evoke something for you?
Yeah. Katie's band, Silhouette Plane Project. I feel like that's the band that headlines to first you're in the plane and then you're parachuting out.
I'm very curious what the origin of that name is. But yeah, they're a West Michigan thing.
I love the name Parachute.
Right? That's going to be 7:30 standard kind of setup, right?
7:30
doors.
band,
Yeah,
you said?
West Michigan.
No kidding.
I'm not familiar. I was not familiar with them before this, so
That's exciting.
yeah, definitely check them out if you haven't.
All right.
And then if you want to come out and see them, the 9th, next Saturday, 7:30 doors, 8:30 show, and that's $10. Of course, you can get tickets ahead of time for any of these shows. You can call up here, get them online. I think they usually put up like Eventbrite links or something like that you can get into. And then we have the backups on Friday the 15th. And if any of you are not familiar with them, that's a show you got to come out for. That's another one that's got that polish on it, man. When you get the vocals just right, that's something special. That's a good band to come out and see. And they play everywhere around here, but I'm biased. I think they sound best here.
Yeah.
So that's a show not to miss. That's also going to be a 7:30 doors, 8:30 show, $10. That's Friday the 15th. And then we have a free show, actually, the day after that, which will be fun. That is going to be put on by the Krazel. George Krazel, it's a memorial event, and that's going to have Joe Bowman and the Righteous Few. And they played here, I want to say, when I say a couple months ago, realize a couple might be, 6 months ago. I don't exactly remember. But they were really good. So I'm excited to have them back. I don't remember if they said that was their first time coming, the last time they were here. But I've been talking to a lot of the groups that we've had through this year, and a lot of them, it was their first time. I know that the group that was here last night, it was their first time, so I always enjoy having a group come through that I'm already familiar with and kind of know what to expect, and we always have a good time, I guess, the next time around, right? You make a little routine out of it. But that's going to be Saturday the 16th. That's going to be an 8:30 show, just like the others, and there is no cover for that show. So you don't have any excuses. Come out. That's going to be a good night. And then the next Friday, so the 22nd of this month, the Benton Harbor Arts Association, once again, is hosting a fall art hop. And that kind of happens down here in the Arts District in Benton Harbor here. And that's going from 6 to 9 p.m., and that is also just a free event. I don't know exactly all the details of what they have planned for that, but that's always a splash around here, and there's always folks down here having a good time. So local businesses kind of open up for that and kind of showcase some stuff. So that's something you're not going to want to miss for sure. And then the Saturday following that, the 23rd, we have DeFrance, which is a straight-up rock and roll band from Arkansas. These guys are sweet, man. They were like one of the first acts I ever mixed when I started working here. We did them outside in the beer garden, and that was a lot of fun. The guys are just, I mean, like I said, straight up rock and roll. I mean, it is just a good time. That's probably going to be a loud show. We'll probably go on the louder end for that one, but it deserves it, man. Those guys rock. So check them out if you're
Are they
not
going to be
already.
inside this time then?
Yeah, well, that's going to be an indoor show, which is cool because I
Get to hear it inside.
I have
then.
not worked with them inside yet.
Definitely.
So it'll be fun. That's also 7:30 doors, 8:30 show, only $10. What a deal.
Yeah, there you go.
For rock and roll, $10? Where can you buy rock and roll for $10? A whole night of it.
The Livery, apparently.
A whole night of it.
Oh, and a whole night, too. That's exciting.
And then,
so far, so good.
Right.
What's next?
The last thing we got going on this month is on the 30th, we have Abby Thomas Band. And she's got a guest with her. And that's like a pop soul kind of thing. And the billing even said blues. So you never know what influence that brings in. But I wasn't familiar with either of them before this booking either. So that's also going to be actually, this one's at 7 o'clock for the doors, 8 p.m. for the show. So we're starting a little earlier, but that's because we have a double bill.
Yep.
There's an opener. So I'm expecting a little longer sets. That show will be starting at 8 o'clock. Those tickets are going to be $10 in advance and then $15 if you wait till the last second and buy them at the door. So get those tickets ahead of time. Save yourself a little bit and have it taken care of. And that's it. That is all the events that are going on at the Livery.
Cool.
For the month of September.
All righty. Well, with that, we are actually going to get ready for the open mic night now. We're going to be here. Make sure, if you're trying to play tonight, you are here with enough time to sign up. As we mentioned before, signing up has been filling up quick. That sheet, we only got so many slots. So if you're trying to play and you're really your heart's set on it, make sure you're here. Now, if you get here and it's filled up, don't go running away. I encourage you to stick around and just enjoy some music too, because half of performing well is also being a good listener and a good observer and good audience member. And so I think, stick around. And when you're done performing, also stick around. Sometimes a lot of people will show up for one person. When they're done, everyone leaves, and it kind of deflates the energy in the room a little bit. So trying to avoid that. But other than that, yeah, we're going to start at 5 o'clock. We're going to get done at 8. Come on out. Who's the guy's name again? You said
Andrew Fisher.
Andrew Fisher is going to be hosting. So look for him. He's going to have the sign-up sheet. And we don't start sign-ups till 4:30 because we're trying to be fair to anyone who we don't want to open it up too soon where people can show up extra early. The signups will open up at 4:30.
Half hour is all you get. So that's
half
your
hour
window.
for sign up. So, all right, cool. Well, with that being said, tune in next week. We are having a guest on. If you come to the open mic night often, you may have seen him here. EK. You may have seen him perform, and his. I hope he does his song Scooby Doo.
You better.
That song's so good and so fresh. I love it. But yeah, he's going to be on next week, so make sure you check that out for next week's Sunday Showcase, and we'll see you then.
Cool. We're going to wave at him or something?